Welcome to Unscripted Gold Medal Edition, baby. We're fucking winners, Jed.
Yeah, I don't even know. It's amazing. It's actually fucking amazing, right?
Bro, like that game, we're going to talk a lot about the game and its impact and everything else, but we record these episodes on Tuesday. I've been watching the boys just go hard.
Get in the paint big time.
Absolutely. Like fucking, well, they were supposed to originally land in New York, but because of all the storms, they had to go to Miami instead.
Shucks.
Which, yeah, okay.
Shucks.
So these guys have been partying hard all night ever since they landed yesterday.
As they fucking should be.
And they should be, man. That was a hell of a game. It was a hell of a win. Tell me some of your thoughts about the game, dude.
Hollenbach, unfucking believable.
Fucking crazy.
I mean, he's the best player ever, and it's acknowledged, right? Even his own teammates are like, yeah, he's the most valuable fucking player, right? But to comment on the Miami thing, as soon as Kachuk heard that shit, you know that motherfucker was calling the club that they were at, because I saw it on social media. Apparently they're at the club where they brought the cup to. Mm-hmm. He had that fucking owner on speed dial. He called that bitch from the plane, and they landed and just went right over there. They didn't pass go. They didn't collect $200. They just fucking went and got after it. Which is pretty cool, actually.
100%, dude. 100%.
And then this morning they got to get up and go to the fucking State of the Union or some shit. So whatever.
Right.
Fucking good luck, boys.
Yeah, no doubt.
What it means for USA hockey, right? Like that's just fucking unbelievable. Was the last gold medal was the 80s?
Yep,
1980. So once again, beat the best team in the world, and we just did it again. You know, but that's the best part. Like you look at that 5-on-3 power play that Canada had. Like that was the 5 best players in the world. Who was it? Fucking McDavid, Makar, Celebrini, McKinnon. Makar, and was it Doughty?
And Doughty.
I believe.
Yeah.
Anyway, I got 4 of the 5, right? What the fuck ever. Still the best fucking 5 going, right? Mm-hmm. And to be able to do a 5-on-3 and kill that off and then just keep rolling, like, holy fuck. I mean, you see Quinn Hughes make a save for Hollenbach, right? And then the paddle save that he made.
Unbelievable.
Like, it's just, you just go through it and the whole game's a fucking highlight reel. What was amazing to me, though, was watching how fast that game was the whole time.
Absolutely.
Like, it never fucking slowed down. Like, you'll see lulls in games, and if you have been around the game a long time and you watched a lot of it, you can see the momentum shifts and you can see, a team slowing down and a team speeding up, where this was, everybody was playing hard, but a team would ramp up more than the other team, as opposed to a team coming down. Which, when you start seeing that shit, like I was like, wow, that was pretty fucking amazing, you know?
Had to have been. And I know the commentator said stuff like this on TV, but I mean, I was saying it too. Like, this is the fastest game ever played, ever.
Yeah,
like,
I would agree that I've seen anyway.
I mean, it was absolutely foot on the gas from the moment that puck dropped all the way fucking through overtime. Fucking, how about Jack Hughes coming into his own here? Like watching him come from like a little raw green little tomato into like this full grown like red tomato that's just blooming. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
I mean, what better way to like knock down anything? Not that this is a political podcast by any means, and it never will be. This is a discussion podcast, right? 100%. But like just to show like where those guys' mindsets were, like get his fucking teeth knocked out, don't bat an eye, come back and score the game-winning goal. Like what other sport in the history of sports, I mean, would a guy actually do that, you know? Like they make a lot of comparisons on social media, you know, basketball players getting a dislocated thumb or something, being out or whatever. Just pick something in a different sport. But then like there's this kid who's 24 years old, literally gets his fucking teeth knocked out, stays in it, and has the mental focus to literally score the game-winning goal.
100%. Second shift of overtime.
Yep.
Coach calls his number. Who's the guy he's got to defend against right away? Connor McFucking David. Right away.
Yeah. Well, McJesus, they put out, who'd they have? They had
Makar, Makar was on the back end along with McKinnon and McJesus. And they started with those 3.
Yeah.
They had a quick line change, and they were only on the bench for about 15, 20 seconds before they started going back out again. McDavid goes over the bench. He's able to get the puck, and he's driving straight towards Hellebuck. And, I mean, Jack Hughes has a decision to make here, right? Like, do I gap up on the best guy in the world?
It was Quinn.
It was Jack.
Was it Jack?
It was Jack.
Okay.
So he's coming in on Jack. Instead of gapping up on him, he just kind of stays put and lets McDavid come into him and skate. Knocks the puck away from him. Werenski makes his way up the ice. Jack tips the puck to him, and now we've got an odd man rush going the other way, right? McKinnon versus Werenski towards the hash mark. How many times would Werenski win that one-on-one battle against fucking McKinnon? There's too many mix.
Yeah, right.
Coming from the fucking Irish guy over
Right.
here. So he gets the puck away from McKinnon, a 1 in a 50 puck battle that actually goes Werenski's way. Zeke, he puts the puck on fucking Hughesy's stick and he makes no mistake.
Well, just a fucking laser.
It was a fuck. And he didn't even know it. It's funny because as you watch it, he's staring at the net because he's not quite sure it went in either. And I remember when I watched it, I was like, oh man, fuck, it's in. Like, yeah. I knew he shot.
You watched the slow-mo on it. Dude, it hits the corners of the pipes. Like, it's a fucking laser.
It's fucking awesome.
And like, it's the whole story behind it's great. And of course, now the memes are fucking hilarious, right? Like,
for sure.
Like, it's fucking awesome. It's really good, too. There's like the Spit and Chicklets guys have been, they're obviously... They're kind of all over the map with, fucking Bissonnette's Canadian and the other guys are American and whatever. And then you got the Stooley president who's fucking, obviously we all know him.
Yeah.
But like at the end, like it's the conversations about it. Like it's cool. Like listen to those guys kind of break it down and talk about it. You know what I mean? And
100%.
And really see hey, like fucking we just got, and it was just our time. And that's the thing that we can parlay all this into, Brad, into our conversations that we've been talking about. Like, you have the best players in the fucking world on Team Canada. The best. Like, the best all around. And then you got the best team with USA Hockey Team, right? 100%. With our USA team. And that's the thing is, like, as people develop and kids come into this game, they need to understand it's about the jersey, the logo on the front as opposed to the name on the back.
Absolutely.
And that's what Team USA did. It wasn't about Tkachuk, Hughes, Hollenbach, keep naming guys. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was about those 3 little letters on the front. Mm-hmm. And that's what made it different. Like, USA stayed in the fucking Olympic Village.
Yeah.
Team Canada was at the fucking hotel downtown.
Mm-hmm.
That's
true.
Like they submersed themselves in a culture. And I was laughing when I read that because I was like, how fucking rad is that, right? Like, how truly awesome is that? But when Chelios and Tkachuk, those guys were in the Olympics, didn't they force those fuckers to stay at the Village?
I don't know.
I was just laughing because I was like, I thought because that was the big deal is you're using pros, but then they're making pros stay. And
okay.
I don't know if that was that time period or whatever when they started using pros. I don't know. I just thought about it. I was like, well, that would be kind of funny that they were given the option of what they wanted to do. And Keith Tkachuk, the old man, was like, I had to fucking do it. You got to fucking do it. Awesome. So I don't know. I mean, that's just maybe me making shit up, but I just read that and that's exactly what I thought of it. So that was fucking pretty cool seeing that. Tkachuk's doors are open. Everybody's coming in and out. Like it's about those 3 letters on the front. And that's what I think that because Team Canada had all the fucking firepower to dismantle every fucking team there.
100%. I remember that 5-on-3 going down and I was like, fuck, that's a lot of names to defend against, right? And at this point, and I will be the one to admit this to both cameras here, that I've been a Hellebuck hater for a while, like especially at Four Nations. I was not sure we were going to get it done. Hellebuck hasn't proved himself. And he shut me the fuck up real quick after that gold medal game. And just the saves that he was making, normal saves that he would, even a few that he probably wouldn't. But how about some missed chances from Canada too, right? How many times is Nathan McKinnon going to miss an open net point blank? 1 in 1,000 times maybe? That was the one, right? Like, and you started kind of seeing some of this puck luck go our way. Our first goal from Matthew Boldy splits the D, literally pops the puck over Cale Makar's stick, over Devon Tave's stick, past both of them, and scores 5-hole to start the game. Like, starting on that as a building block for that gold medal game, like we had some good fortunes on our way, but like you said, this was a team win. And shout out to Billy Guerin, first of all, for assembling this team the way that he did, the GM.
Yeah.
And he knew that there were certain guys, almost Herb Brooks-esque, right? He knew going into this that there were certain guys that he wanted that would play certain roles on the team.
Yeah.
It wasn't the biggest guys, right? Obviously, that Robinson kid that plays for the Dallas Stars was a snub. People were upset that Robinson wasn't going, right? A lot of names were snubbed, right, in terms of getting this team assembled. But Billy Guerin had a vision, and he knew that these guys would play together in a certain way, using their strengths. You said last podcast that you don't have to be the guy that scores all the goals to get to the NHL and all that. You just got to do one thing better than anybody else, right?
100%.
Like, we got Zach Werenski's defense, for example. Like he's just one of the best defenders, right? Austin Matthews. A lot of people can bitch and moan about Austin Matthews all they want up in Toronto, but the man plays a 200-foot game, right?
Oh, Jacob Slavin.
Slavin, man.
I mean,
for
fuck,
sure.
dude. Like
Absolutely.
that's a fucking CC alum too, I believe.
Right. Oh, and so how about the Montana kid?
Yeah.
Jake Sanderson.
Yeah.
Right? Like, not a guy you're going to draft in your, top 6 fantasy hockey team.
He's got a gold medal, though.
But he's got a gold medal. He was there for a reason, right? Yep. So let's talk about that. Like, the team that it was that had to beat Canada.
Well, let's start out and say, like, Patty Kelleher, who's the executive director of USA Hockey, is a good friend of mine and a super, super close friend of my business partner with the Bighorns, Mike Green. Right. So a huge shout out to Patty because that was his vision. So I believe it was Jimmy Johnson before Billy. Mm-hmm. And when Jimmy passed, there was some big shoes to fill. So kudos to fucking Patty to having a vision and bringing the right people to do the right things. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like that starts at the top and that comes down. So you look at how you build this team and it's like, okay, like let's build it playing the best players in the world. Like let's not look at it almost like Moneyball-esque, right?
Sure.
Like look at it from a standpoint of, and I don't know if he did this, probably not, because I'm just some asshole sitting in a basement. But like at the end of the day, like we're gonna see McDavid, we're gonna see fucking McKinnon, we're gonna see McCarr, these guys. Like okay, so we're gonna see these guys are gonna log 30 minutes of ice. Who's gonna give us the best chance to get the puck out of our end and stop them? Whatever his algorithm is that he's creating to create this team. Who's got the best overall, the best save percentage against McDavid, Draisaitl, and those guys in Edmonton. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like maybe that's an avenue that he went to build this team as opposed to the best players, the best ones that give him a best chance of not losing to Canada.
1,000%.
And maybe that's how he went. I don't know. But you look at like Hallenbach, dude, he plays in Winnipeg, dude. That bitch sees 50 shots a night in the NHL. He just fucking loses because he's in fucking Winnipeg.
Right.
Like let's call it what it is.
Yeah.
So him seeing 46 shots in the Olympic finals ain't shit from guys that he sees it every fucking night from. Now, not take nothing away from the dude because he was fucking unbelievable. I mean, lights out.
100%.
Like fuck, dude. Like,
well, he's a Vezina Trophy winner. I mean, not for nothing.
Yeah. I think he's got 3 of them, doesn't he? So, like, at the end, he's not shitty.
No.
But he's just on a team where he's seeing a lot of fucking shots. He's in a smaller market team. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, yeah, he's seeing the Draisaitl McDavid's a lot. You know what I mean? He's seeing those guys a lot. Like he's seeing the top end every night. And every night he sees 50 shots in the NHL, 35 to 50, And so like, was it anything out of the norm for him in all fairness? Like, no, he just fucking elevated it because now he's not seeing 1 or 2 guys on a team. He's seeing a whole fucking team of assassins that are coming down on him every fucking chance he gets. So like, it's like, so building this program or building this team, was literally had to be done, I would, in my opinion, from the top down. Like, let's start with the top and let's build it towards this, and this.
Right.
But then let's not forget the fucking winning culture of these kids too. They all started on the 16U NDT team.
Yep.
National Development Team.
Yep. Yes, they did.
And so like Kachuk and Quinn Hughes were roommates. Mm-hmm. And then the younger Kachuk and I believe Jack were on the same team as well.
Yep.
And I'm sure there's a few of them that I'm missing, but like they did 16s together. They did 18s together. You know what I mean? I fucking probably got drafted around the same time. Maybe they went and played college. I really don't know. When they were doing all that, I wasn't really in the game much. Sure. But like they created a winning culture together, as opposed to just grabbing the best weapons in the world that really don't, because at that point you got older guys that are studs that have a little bit of an ego, and well, fuck these guys. And where this guy is just, they become one big unit and they've always banded together and done what's necessary. Like the USA team is 100% about the 3 letters on the front as opposed to the name on the back.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And I saw Billy G's, interview on NHL Network yesterday, and he was talking about just that philosophy that you were, right? Like he said, for us, or for when I'm doing this, I would do it the exact same way, right? Like we're building this team from the goal line out, right? start from the goal line. Who's going to be the backup, right? Because first of all, especially in your penalty killer, your goalie's got to be your best PK. Has to be. So you're starting from the goal line, then you move up to your blue line, who are the better defensemen that I can get in terms of the philosophy that I want to use. And then finally you're ended up with your red line, right? Your forwards. So it was a really great discussion that I saw him just unveil that kind of philosophy that he had, which was build from the goal line out a team that could execute a certain Mike Sullivan's game, right? Because Mike Sullivan was on the bench and John Tortorella, which was awesome. Shout out to Torts, gold medal winning coach. That's fucking great. I fucking love Torts. These
half the NHL doesn't, but that's okay.
Exactly. That's why I love them. But you spoke to the NTDP, the National Team Development Program that USA Hockey has had, which was birthed from the 1980 Olympics, right? So since this 46-year time period, USA Hockey has implemented this development system, right, where these kids come into this program through one way or another, mostly like development camps, things like that, and then they kind of get on the radar. And then eventually some of the better ones get invited into the program, and those are the Hugheses of the world.
So it used to start out as a tournament fucking team.
Right.
So because I made it to national camp in Lake Placid.
Okay.
So when I was at Natty camp in Lake Placid, like that was when, and I believe they did 14s and 16s and 18s. And I was there going into I was 17 when I went. And, I played at the 1980 work. So anyway,
that's fucking cool.
But
that's awesome.
But so really, it was a tournament team. It was called the Selects. USA Selects is what it used to be called. And forever, I don't know when it made the shift to a full-time program. Right. And they moved it to Ann Arbor.
I think it was 95.
Okay, so it was like literally after I was down in ASU. But when they morphed it into that, and then they just, fuck, man, then it just took off, right? Then they started actually developing. And the cool thing is that when you make it a full-time team like that, you can actually start to develop your culture that you want. When it's a select team, you're just putting together a tournament team that goes and just fucking plays whomever, right?
Right.
And I don't remember who the old selects teams used to play. I would say they went to Europe and shit and did a tour and stuff. I can't remember. But
they played some college teams too every now and again.
But all those guys would go back to their AAA programs when it wasn't selects time, right? So or was it World Juniors? Anyway, it doesn't matter. So
World Juniors.
So they started developing their culture with the NDT program. Mm-hmm. So, it's obviously paid off. All those guys came through the fucking process, and we talked about this shit all the fucking time. There's a process to this sport. There is a process. Mm-hmm. You're not going to leapfrog the process. Even if you're a fucking phenom and you're 14 and you're playing with 18s, you have to have that process installed in you. The process doesn't change just because you play with older fucking kids.
Right. Just means you learn it faster.
Well, yeah. Your whatever is happening to you as an individual is developing faster than your peers, and you need to be challenged.
Absolutely.
But it's that whole thing too. Like if you're going to make that fucking jump, you better be a top six forward. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, you're not doing yourself any favors. Like one thing I want to point out about Hollenbach, he played fucking AA hockey, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. He's a story, man.
He played fucking AA hockey. Like his dad, I heard it on the fucking game, and so all of the world heard it. Like he had a brother that played, and he couldn't afford to travel different travels, so he put them both on the same AA team. Like you don't have to play fucking AAA to go to the show. You don't have to score 100 fucking goals to go to the show. You can go to the show and fucking work your ass off, work through the process. The Bighorns, we have a process. We preach a process. Work through the process, and that process is work hard, be a good fucking teammate, which if you can be a good teammate, you might win a fucking gold medal. Weird. Fucking be coachable and fucking have the tenacity every day to go out and work for that guy next to you. Because that's the most important thing about this is that they didn't go out for themselves.
No.
Like Jack Hughes, we could have walked off. I think Kachuk got fucking stitches in his face too and shit. Yep. Like they went out for that guy next to him. Mm-hmm. Like they're not going to let their line mate down. They're not going to let their teammate down. And that's the mindset that nowadays is completely fucking lost. And like we were talking about the parents and shit last episode. That's what they don't get. Is they're promoting the kid as an individual. Well, I'm like it's almost like football. Each position is an own individual or whatever. Mm-hmm. And hockey's not wired that way. Hockey is not wired like fucking with the individual mindset. Hockey is wired for the team mindset. And the fucking further up you go in that food chain, the tighter that team is. And if you don't buy into the team or the team's process or that logo on the front, not the name on the back, that team, that coaching organization, they're not going to fucking pick you. They will find a way to get rid of you.
Yep.
And we see that a lot with youth sports. Well, my kid's the greatest. Cool. But he's a shitty fucking teammate and nobody wants him. So, how the fuck is that? That means you failed as a parent to fucking instill in him to show up every day, be a good teammate, be coachable, work fucking hard, maintain a positive attitude, and just keep grinding every day and work through the process. And that's, if anything showcased what a team is, it's fucking that USA team. And God bless them for doing it.
100%. And, and not for nothing either. We're talking the men's sport here, but the women obviously apply the same thing, right? Like this
100%.
is like if 3 days prior to the men, the women beat Canada in overtime to win the gold medal. Like this is a system where both men and women in this country are developing in our sport at a very high level, right? And it starts in youth hockey with youth coaches and, like you said, people buying in. None of those girls, none of those guys, none of our players make it to these teams if they're not coachable, if they're not willing to learn, if they're not willing to be a part of the process, if they're not willing to look at their game and be willing to change the things that need changing, which is also kind of a part of that mindset that you spoke about a couple episodes ago about an athlete at a certain age that kind of turns it on and says, okay, now
I'm a hockey player.
Now it's time to get serious, right? So it's just, man. It's such a fucking cool moment for us right now that, we've got Canada's game right now, which feels really good. And that I will never, in fact, it's my lock phone screen saver right now, but, Jack Hughes at the glass with the fucking American flag draped over his shoulders, bloody mouth, raising his fist, like just what that stands for. And the interview that he gave after the game, talking about how he loves his country and, just how beautiful that was and how unifying that was. And again, we don't get political here, but I instantly got texts from people that I just don't generally talk to often. And they're like, hey, did you watch the game? I'm like, fuck, do you know who I am? Of course I fucking watched the game. Yeah, I got up at 5:30 this morning. Fuck you. I didn't say that, but I'm like, if you know me, I'm going to be up watching this game. So many people watched it. Early indications are that this was Super Bowl level-esque in terms of viewership, which is fucking bonkers because the Super Bowl is viewed globally. This game was more North American, right? Obviously Canada and USA. So you start talking about 150 to 200 million viewers just in North America, like a lot of eyeballs fucking saw it. So what they got to see is what, to your point, is a team, right? Guys that came together in 2 short weeks and left it all out there. They were played to their strengths, and we fucking brought home the gold, man. Both men and women. It was fucking badass.
Yeah, it's funny because I believe the women they practice in Blaine. And I think they practice in Rink 4. At
No kidding?
At the Schwans. I think that's their home.
Weird.
How many
times have we been in that rink, Jed?
Yeah. I don't think it's as cold as the other ones. I think they actually, or maybe they turn a fucking heat on. I would assume they do.
A couple of those are just brutal.
But no,
Not
kudos to the
Pete,
women too.
by
But
the
that's the fucking that is literally what they've been taking for fucking 30 years to develop. You know what I mean? And like it takes time, And each year they get a little closer. And this year they finally got it. But it is a testament to, what we're trying to do here with the Bighorns, and the processes, no matter what it is, are the same. It's just getting. You look at the fucking Kachuk brothers, right? Like, you don't think their dad was a team guy? Like,
Walt was like the ultimate team guy.
Well, Keith.
Well, that's what they call him. Walt is his nickname.
Is it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I didn't know that. But anyway, like one of the best. He's the only American player I think to have 500 goals, and he probably had fucking 2,000 fucking penalty minutes. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like he was he was one of the best American, if not the best American. Like I'm a Wendell Clark guy. That was always my fucking. That's who I tried to model my game after was Wendell Clark. But like he's still in my mind the best power forward in history. But like Keith Kachuk is a fucking tight number 2. from an American standpoint, Keith Kachuk's the best. But but at the end of the day, like, you don't think that guy told his kids and instilled into them, like, put team first. It's not about you. Your efforts in the team will show and make you shine when it needs to.
100%.
And like you get these parents that fucking get around that culture and buy into that culture, and that changes the kid's mentality on things. And I think that's the big thing that's been lost with youth sports now, is it's always been about my kid. And a lot of these parents, and hockey's expanded, and now it's probably just going to fucking expand more than ever. But hockey's expanded so fast, you're getting these parents coming in that are new hockey parents, and they don't know anything about the game. Mm-hmm. They don't understand what the locker room means. They are trying to tell and coach their kids outside of something when they've never been fucking cross-checked in the fucking mouth.
Right.
They've never been accountable in that locker room. Now with safe sport and shit, it's changed a little bit, but at the pro level and stuff, they handle own court, man.
Yep.
And so you get these parents that are coming in that, because you don't see the inner workings of a hockey team. Nobody does.
Right.
It is a closed loop, man. And it's at every level. It's a closed loop. I mean, with youth and that sort of stuff. But when they get to juniors, college, the captains run the fucking locker room. Mm-hmm. And so, these parents that are coming in that are new parents, instead of listening to people that actually know the game, you know what I mean? Or listen to coaches that have at least an idea about the game, or somebody with some fucking knowledge. They think they've got it figured, and they don't instill the right virtues in the kid as they're growing up and developing.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that gets skewed. So then when the kid gets to an age where maybe he's pretty talented, but he gets to an age to where he's in the system, and now all of a sudden he's playing with dudes that are like fucking like, no, dude, that's not how you act. And he's like, well, I'm so-and-so. Well, then it gets handled in whatever level, like traded, moved on, released, or whatever that outcome is.
Yep.
And so watching this fucking team win the fucking gold medal, one, fucking probably right now, America needed it more than anything. And two, it established that anybody that has a fucking brain that's looking to get into this sport can now realize that the team is bigger than the individual. And that was fucking proven. 100% proven. Not to take nothing away from fucking Canada at all. Like that was the best team outside of that fucking 80s Russian team that had ever stepped foot on the fucking ice.
1,000%.
Hands down.
Yep.
And yeah, they lost. They lost to a team, like a true team. Like spell that bitch in capital letters. You know what I mean? Like a true fucking team. Mm-hmm. And that's the difference. It's like, and it's hilarious because they won. Canada won 3-on-3 against, I believe, Czech in semifinals, right?
Yep, they did.
And then no problem.
Mm-hmm.
And now they lost in 3-on-3, which I find funny, and people are bitching about it. And so
I don't think 3-on-3 is the way to win.
But nobody said shit when. Said shit when they fucking beat Czech. Anyway, I thought that was
a terrible argument.
But anyway, not to digress. But
no, it was a good aside.
But at the end, that's, if you take anything away from this besides, we completely snatched their fucking hockey soul. Look at, people need to really dive into why that team won. And you don't have to be a hockey guy to do it. You don't have to do anything. Like you said, it was built for a reason, and it was built for a team. Because you're not gonna fucking beat Canada one-on-one. You're not. Fuck, the Russians would have a hard time beating that fucking team one-on-one. Mm-hmm. But the Russians, though, were actually played together their whole fucking lives. They started probably in some fucking gulag somewhere, and
100%,
whatever,
straight from the fetus.
And if they didn't play hard, they didn't get fed that week. So
100%,
I don't know,
dude.
But fucking
Russians are brutal.
But so at the end, it just came down to a group of fucking 20, 25 dudes that rallied around a fucking pivotal fucking figurehead as Hallenbach and did whatever they could to fucking make sure that, hey, this guy's given, this guy's on another level. We at least got to fucking, we're not going to get a lot of chances because Canada just literally after the first period controlled that bitch straight up. We're not going to get a lot of chances. So the ones that we do get, we need to make fucking count. So
I'm really interested to see what the Olympics does to impact the growth of this game in our country, because looking at history, after the 80 Miracle Team, obviously interest in hockey in America just soared, took off, right? Obviously through, one could argue Wayne Gretzky playing in LA had an impact,
it did, big time.
1,000%. So you look at what has transpired over the last 46 years in the growth of hockey. because of that moment. Now, what does this moment now do? And not just for men, but for boys and girls moving forward. I believe, personally, we're going to see an explosion in interest in hockey on the youth level. What's the next step here? You know, like we've been talking the last 2 episodes now about parents and about coaches and, you know, about youth sports and everything else. How does USA Hockey handle this growth over the next 5-10 years?
I think it's kind of a catch-22. My personal opinion is I think that and I think they're in a good spot for it with the education part of it, with educating coaches and that sort of thing. But I think at the end of the day, like, they really need to really focus on. It's hard to describe. And I mean, growing up with playing my whole life and having the experiences with the game that I had, like, you're going to see an influx. And of that influx, how long are they going to stay? I think what it does is I think it creates a bump because you're always going to have fallout, right? So it's going to create a massive interest at the young level, and then you're going to have the ones that continue on, and then you're going to have the ones that fall off. And the overall growth of the game will grow. But I think that, in my opinion, don't panic for the fucking huge uptick. You know what I mean? Don't dilute the system any more than it is with the original uptick. Focus on organizations, focus on their organic growth. Because if you try to go after a holy fuck, we're getting this influx of kids. You know what I mean? We need to hire coaches. We need to do this. You're never going to do it right. They're not going to get educated right, and you're going to lose what makes it great, and that is the process of moving kids on. Right. And I think that if and there's going to be a level of expansion. There is in the youth programs, but I think if they don't knee jerk it and try to fit, try to create, new coaches. I mean, you're going to have to expand a little bit, but expand on the aspect of you're making sure you're bringing quality in over quantity when, as far as coaches, administrators, people involved with the team or the program. You know what I mean? Because of those fucking, say, 100 kids that fucking bust into an organization, right? I'm just picking an arbitrary number. You're going to have fucking 60% fallout because they don't buy into the process. They get pissed off. They say, this game fucking sucks. We're going to go play football, 100%. And so I think me personally, I think if USA Hockey stays the course, because knowing Patty and knowing obviously the group that he created, like, they have a fucking 10-year plan from now. They knew as soon as they won, they were going to have this issue. So, like, I'm sure they're ready for it, and I'm sure they're just going to keep trucking along, and they're going to expand and move on from there. I know that, they've got some big things in the works, nationwide and that sort of thing. And so how is that going to do? Well, that's going to add teams. That's going to add separation. That's going to add higher development for the higher ends, but still keep that one tier under for those kids. And then obviously there's a niche for AA hockey. Hellenbach. You know what I mean? Like it's just they have a plan. I have total faith in USA Hockey having a plan with this, because I'm pretty sure at some point they knew they were going to win this fucking thing, and they knew that they were going to get an uptick in memberships and uptick in people that wanted to play the game. Mm-hmm. One thing that this did do, I hope, is the renegade leagues that have created and all this stuff that are anti-USA Hockey. I hope that just fucking
same.
That just fucking like you want the fucking path to the promised land. USA Hockey and USA Hockey affiliated teams are that fucking path to the promised land.
100%, dude. I'm so glad you said that, and that just like gave me a surge of American pride just now, right? Like, we were both kids coming up in the system, right? We paid our USA Hockey dues every year with our arena fees, right? And then as coaches, we got to pay our coaches' fees into USA Hockey, but we buy into it because this is what we get out of it, right? And it's more than insurance. It's a plan. It's a development path, and and I keep going back to Jack Hughes' interview, but it just drives home what you just said. Was that he said USA Hockey is a brotherhood.
But 100 fucking %.
And that this was one for the USA Hockey brotherhood. He wasn't just talking about his teammates. He was talking about every single one of us that has skated under the flag of USA Hockey. And it's just, there's so much pride with that, dude. I'm so fucking proud of it.
Yeah. It's exciting. It was so funny because I didn't even know the fucking game was on. I'm so in my own fucking world half the time. And I get a text from a buddy of mine that we played for the Ice Pirates together, and Mike Ryman. And we were actually line mates and for a while. And he texts me, he goes, "Hey, are you watching this fucking game?" And I'm like, what game? I don't even know why I didn't have any fucking clue that we were playing the gold medal game at 5 in the fucking, and I'm fucking up. Everyone on planet Earth knows I'm fucking up.
Oh man.
And I didn't even know what was fucking going on. I'm like, what? He goes, gold medal game, dude. USA, Canada. What the fuck? And I'm like, oh shit. I go, is it a good game? Well, no. I'm sorry. I back up. I go turn on and I've got that fucking Sling thing.
Okay.
Sling TV.
Yep.
I don't get local fucking channels.
Oh.
So I find Olympics on the app and I plug it. I'm watching fucking girls half pipe. And I'm like,
it's not the same thing.
And I'm sitting there watching this, and I'm like, are you fucking shitting me? Like, fuck. And the girl won the gold. I was like, oh, cool. I mean, I caught her last little deal. No idea what the fuck she was doing, but hey, fuck, she won the gold. Good on her.
Good on her.
So I text Rhymes. I'm like, hey, dude, like, I got nothing. I got girls half pipe. And he fucking started laughing. And he goes, it reminds me of an old Ice Pirate game. And I was like, okay. I said, well, except for those guys that are named McDavid, Hughes, Celebrini, fucking, and like, except for those guys, it might be, right? And so we were just fucking laughing. So then I was watching that shit that afternoon. It replayed, and I was able to watch it. And it was fast and fucking violent and heavy, and it was just a fucking awesome game. But to instill that fact, I mean, you're watching it, and it's like, yeah, man, everybody was leaving it on the table. Everybody was leaving it on the table. It's just USA had less chances and capitalized on less chances than Canada did. And obviously Hollenbach just mind fucked those guys. Like, incredible. It just got to the point where, like, you're right. Like, McKinnon doesn't miss the one-timer off the dot. Like, he's like Ovechkin. Like, you fucking, and it was a 5-on-3 and he's shooting it high and wide, you know? And that's doubt. Like, that's not confidence. That's doubt.
No.
You know what I mean? And you're right. He makes that shot 99.9% of the time. That's in. And Hollenbach fucking diving over. He would have probably wrapped it off his fucking head, knowing the horseshoe hanging out of his fucking ass. But McKinnon shoots that shit high and wide. And I'm watching that going, hey, he don't do that. Like, that's their puck luck. Like, that's where those guys are at. Like, we got a chance. And I knew that we'd already won, but I was like, they've got a fucking legit chance.
Right. The momentum was definitely on the Canadian bench for probably most of the game.
But you look at their bench, you couldn't tell.
No.
Them dudes were stoic as fuck.
They were.
Like, just another fucking day at the office, and where the fucking USA's standing up doing that fucking stupid-ass stick-banging shit that our guys do and all that stuff. You know, like...
You don't like that?
Never fucking liked it.
That's fucking hilarious.
And so, you know, fucking... Like, but you just look at the fucking game. Like, you look at the benches when it would pan out, you know?
Yeah.
Like, they're fucking jibber-jabber and shit. One thing that was fucking hilarious. So... Brady Tkachuk was mic'd up.
Yeah.
Well,
let's talk about this.
Well, he had a mic on. Like,
yeah.
Let's just say that they showed this one thing, and it was so fucking hilarious because they're like mic'd up Brady Tkachuk, and it's quiet, and all you hear is "Let's go, boys," and fucking or something to that effect.
Yep.
And then they go back to Eddie Olczyk, and he's like, boy, I'd like to hear the unedited version of that. And it was only like 2 times they went to that motherfucker, and he said something like, let's go, guys, or hey, push them hard, or fucking blah, blah, or believe, or whatever the fuck he was saying. And fucking Olczyk was like, I'd like to hear the unedited version of that. Because they've got him in they actually went to him and showed something like that, I believe, when he was like, there was a tussle in front, or in front of the bench or along the boards or something.
It's quiet.
You see his mouth moving.
100%.
Like, there's
no sound. And you're like, oh, come on.
Like that was a bad fucking idea. Like,
yeah.
Like, what are you doing? Like, you know, fucking.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you got to kind of razz the producer a little bit on that one. Probably doesn't know hockey very well if Brady Tkachuk is the one you're going to put the mic on. And second, how much editing they had to fucking do. But I'm right there with Eddie O.
Just leave the mic off the players. For that game, just leave the mic off.
100%.
Try and get the dude with the big fucking super dome with the fucking microphone in it, and he can pick some shit up.
The boom mic.
Whatever. Don't have the fucking players mic'd up, especially in that game, but whatever.
I agreed, though. I wanted that unedited version really bad, for sure. Keep going, man.
It was just, but you look at the benches. Like, you look at, like, they were all stoic and shit. And like I said, it's just that level of team energy as opposed to, you know, what Canada was bringing at that moment. I mean, John Cooper, fucking stud coach.
Love him.
You know,
Fucking
Sullivan, great coach.
Yep.
Like, it was just like everything down from like the top down was done correctly. It was literally just a team versus an individual group. And not that they didn't play well together. They're so fucking good. Yeah. They can't play bad together. They just where USA worked so fucking hard, they created their puck luck, where Canada just relied and just thought they were going to rely or acted like they were relying just on their skill level.
Well, and, you know, not for nothing, and I know that they're kind of bitching right now. They really shouldn't. Like, Canada had a really great tournament, and they had to fight to get to that gold medal game with the roster that they had. All right, keep in mind, they could have very well been eliminated the previous game in the semis had they not scored the OT winner, right? And in the quarterfinals, they had some trouble, even with that roster. But you saw guys like Macklin Celebrini, who's fucking...
He's up for an MVP this year.
He's not even 20 fucking years old.
Yeah.
You know, this kid is literally, we see him blossom into like this killer hockey player, right? Tom Wilson was a selection on the team that most people scratch their heads about, but you know, much to the credit of Hockey Canada, they knew they were going to play the U.S., who has the Kachucks. Tom Wilson brings a little bit of grit, but what I saw out of Tom Wilson was he was a damn good hockey player, man. Like, he's contributing offensively, he's going 200 feet. Like, I really like Tom Wilson's game too. But you know, you're right. It's just there was too many. And when you say there's individuals and not a team, what we're talking about is it's not that they're not trying to work together. It's just that they've got a system in place that doesn't behoove their skill set. That's what it is, right? We've got all these all-stars, minus a few others that we left in Canada, but here's the system, go play the system. They couldn't do that because it wasn't set to their skill sets, right? It was, let's just look at the ice time for Celebrini, McDavid, and Makar, that line. It's insane. Like, damn near 25, 30 minutes a game with those overtimes, right? Like, where was the other three fucking lines?
Well, one person you're leaving out is Sid the Kid.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Now let's not leave out the GOAT right now. This our generation's version of the 100%. GOAT, right?
I agree.
So you put him back in the lineup, what do you get? You know? Yeah. Who knows? But at the end, we're talking about all these guys, but to get them to that semifinal game and that final game, they had Sid the Kid, man. Like, they did. Like, that's one more fucking legit weapon, if not the weapon, because even at fucking 40 years old, he's still just doing stupid ass shit.
100%.
You know what I mean? So like we're forgetting that too. But does that bring a different energy to that team having Sid the Kid there?
There's no doubt.
You know what I mean?
There's no doubt.
So you look at that stoicness of Canada. And I thought Wilson played a great game, but I think you're right. They needed a level of potentially unhinge,
just
because of those two fucking Kachuk boys. Yeah. You know what I mean?
They need a little grit.
And so, like I said, I think the biggest takeaway from all of this is that team aspect. You know what I mean? And I think that can't, you know, watching the fucking celebration, watching Canada fucking mope around, you know, at the end, it's that we went in there with an objective. We'd been working towards that objective for fucking 46 fucking years. And they finally executed it together, you know, which is huge. And I guess that's the, you know, in trying to tie this back into like our previous podcasts and stuff, you know, that's the thing that people need to take away from this, outside of the fact that, yeah, we just snatched their hockey soul again. Saying that again.
Twice.
Yeah.
In the same week.
Yeah. And then, but that was a team effort. The only way you're going to beat that fucking, anytime you're ever going to overcome an obstacle, and the metaphor speaking of Team Canada with this hockey team, is to come together and everybody pull their weight. Do what you do really fucking good. And if everybody does what they do really fucking good, amazing things happen.
Well said. Absolutely. Jed, I could sit here and talk about this game and this team all fucking day.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we both got shit to do today. So we're going to wrap this up. You know, hell of a discussion, man. I think coming full circle here was just this moment, and I'm so glad you had this idea to talk about the gold medals and how it relates to what we've been talking about in terms of youth hockey and youth sports and, you know, obviously there's some systemic things that need to be addressed within youth sports, but overall, man, like I do feel optimistic about the future of our sport specifically. And it just came full circle with those gold medals, man. Like I'm fucking stoked for hockey right now.
Yeah, trust the process. It all comes down to trust. That was a 46-year process. 46 fucking years, man. They've been building that.
Yeah.
I believe who was Patty. I don't know who was the executive before, but before him, but Bob Johnson, I believe, was in there for a while. And all these guys, they've all fucking trusted the process put in, or made minor adjustments to the process that was put in from their forefathers that they took over from, and they navigated it to where this is the culmination of a brain trust that has been pushing for years to get to this point. And that's the key takeaway from all of this, man. Like, be coachable, work hard, be a great teammate, and trust the fucking process.
Can't say it any better than that. Mic drop moment, except they're on a stand.
Yeah, we're tip them over.
Well, Jed, you escaped another one, dude. I've got no ask questions for Jed. Come on, guys. What the fuck? Like, this is episode 7. By now, you should know. The man's going to answer the question. You just got to ask it. So we're going to leave it at that. But thank you to Matthew back there on the 1s and 2s. I'm Brad Oldhouse, your host. Jed Snyder, thank you so much. Episode 7 of Unscripted. We gone.